Next. What have you got?
This a little exotic toaster.
I'm not a toaster. I'm a seraph weapon.
5 shillings for the possessed toy. Take it away. Next.
Hello everyone, it's Truds here, and today we've got another Destiny 2 build video. Before we get into it, I just want to put out a quick and huge thank you to everyone for the tremendous support recently. I really appreciate it, and it's been great to see so many of you interacting in the comments with ideas and suggestions. So once again, thank you very much. So as always on this channel, we're going to put together a fun build utilising the new seasonal Warmind Cell mods from Season of the Worthy. If you have dabbled with these mods somewhat already or tried out some of my previous builds, you'll know how strong and potent these tiny orange Rasputin style orbs can be. But today's slightly different, as not only are we rocking the new Warmind Cell mods, but we're also diving into some of the mods from the obelisks in the Season of Dawn, combining these two seasonal mod structures, all the while turning a fusion rifle into a Seventh Seraph weapon capable of producing Warmind cells. Today we have got the Seraph Toaster. Some might say this build is trash or toxic, especially if you take it into the Crucible or even Gambit. But I mean, who actually plays Gambit anymore? I mean, I do, but that's beside the point. So if you haven't already guessed, this build is all centered around everybody's favourite Destiny 2 exotic toaster, Jotunn, or Jotunn, or however you say it. Jotunn was the exclusive Buguzia Forge exotic from the Black Armory DLC in Year 2. It's a solar exotic fusion rifle in the energy slot, and it comes with the intrinsic perk Charge Shot. Hold down the trigger to charge up a tracking shot that explodes and burns on impact. Essentially, this is a long range fusion sniper cross rocket launcher. Now the tracking has been toned down by Bungie over time, but it still does the business. It also comes with the trait Shield Disorient, when energy match shield explosions disorientate nearby enemies. So there's 2 perks on this weapon that we are going to be making use of throughout this whole build. Yes, both these perks can be expanded upon to make Jotunn a real fun game changer this season when paired with the new mods, the old mods, and one of the new exotics too. For this build, I'm going to be pairing it with an SMG in the kinetic slot for reasons which will become apparent when we get into the mods. I'm personally going to be using Escape Velocity, which is a returning Dead Orbit Faction Rallies weapon which has recently been added to the legendary engram loot pool in Season of the Worthy. It's a 900 RPM lightweight frame SMG which boosts handling and movement speed when equipped. But the main reason I'm going for this is the absolute PvE god roll that I have got. It has overflow, which boosts the magazine significantly when picking up special or heavy ammo. This roll specifically gets over 80 rounds, which for an SMG I think only the Risk Runner's Superconductor exotic perk comes close to in terms of true additional rounds in the magazine, so it is kind of an excellent choice here. But it also comes with Surrounded for a bonus to damage when 3 or more enemies are nearby. Add on Surrounded spec to buff the length of this perk for an even greater benefit. So these 2 weapons might seem like a strange combo, but it's thanks to these next 2 mods, which were from Season of the Dawn, that this combo actually has perfect synergy and is the reason why we can make Jotunn into an excellent Seraph weapon. First up, we have Quick Charge, a Dawn armor mod which costs 5 arc energy, where you become charged with light by rapidly defeating multiple combatants with fusion rifles or shotguns. But this is one of the mods which has a secondary perk much like the currently bugged Powerful Friends mod, with the bonus perk becoming active when you have one other arc mod slotted into that armor piece. Ever Ready is the bonus perk which increases the ready speed of fusion rifles, shotguns, sidearms and SMGs. So that's the first mod down, which already goes into the weapon combo nicely. But why are we going for a Charge with Light mod build? Well, I actually had a lot of fun with the Charge with Light mods last season. They bring a hugely unique builds to both PvE and PvP, with this one being no different. I'll definitely be covering some of the builds in the coming weeks. You can get these mods now as well from the gunsmith in the tower, which he will sell on rotation, so please keep an eye out if you haven't picked any up in Season of the Dawn. But the next Dawn mod we are pairing here is Heavy Handed. This Dawn armor mod costs 7 arc energy, and it states that whilst charged with light, regain half your melee when using a charged melee ability, consuming 1 stack of charged with light. So essentially, this gives us a bonus to our melee recharge for the sake of simply 1 Jotunn shot, which can take down multiple enemies, which when paired with say airborne celestial fire kills will give us a melee charge nearly instantly. However, it's the bonus perk we are interested in too, which becomes active like we said before when one other arc mod is slotted into the armour. With lock and load, while surrounded by multiple combatants, defeating an enemy with a fusion rifle, shotgun, sidearm or SMG grants ammo for that weapon to your reserves. So how this combo works with this build is that whilst you are surrounded, you use Jotunn to get a quick multi-kill, which will both make you charge with light thanks to quick charge and give you bonus ammo thanks to lock and load. You can now use your charged melee, which will get a refund thanks to Heavy Handed, all the while with both weapons benefiting from increased handling thanks to Ever Ready. And as a backup to this, you can utilise your SMG to take advantage of these mod perks if you ever run out of special ammo for Jotunn. So now that we've got the basic combo down, let's build this one up and make Jotunn into the secret Seraph weapon powerhouse it always wanted to be. Those following the channel already know where we are going here. My favourite mod from the season, Wrath of Rasputin, will turn Jotunn into an exotic Seraph weapon. Now there's not many weapons capable of producing Warmind cells outside of the actual seasonal Seraph weapons, so this mod is vital to help add variety to your loadouts. The Wrath mod puts Sunshot on top of that list, but I think Jotunn is a close second in usability terms and could even be top thanks to this incredible build. Wrath of Rasputin costs 1 solar energy and it enables us to make Warmind cells from solar splash damage final blows, with the explosions from Jotunn's charge shot allowing us to proc this perk. I generally find that there is a chance in about 3 to 4 final blows from Jotunn, so it is a very good return. Now that we have Warmind cell production in this build, we can spec into other Warmind cell mods, but seeing as so we only have a maximum of 2 possible armour pieces for it, it does somewhat limit us in our choices, but I would recommend the more powerful and therefore expensive Warmind mods in this build. We're actually only going to be using one other Warmind cell mod though here, because I want to spec into an exotic armour piece to top off this build nicely. So ultimately, we're going with the Rage of the Warmind to add additional solar damage to the explosions we create by destroying a Warmind cell. At 5 solar energy, it's a great mod for making the most out of the blast from the cells, plus it does have the added bonus of solar splash damage and therefore a chance of re-dropping a Warmind cell on final blows. But if you want to insert any of your other personal favourite Warmind mods here, then the world is your oyster. Before we move on into the final pieces of this build with the second exotic and subclass tree, you will also want to consider a fusion rifle scavenger on your legs for 2 solar energy to give you added reserves when picking up special ammo, as well as light reactor on your class item at 3 solar energy to give bonus super energy on fusion rifle final blows. You'll also want to consider a fusion rifle or special ammo finder on your helmet too. So the exotic armour we are using works nicely into the melee benefit we also get from the Dawn mods, and is one I haven't used so much in this season as it's been disabled for such a long time due to bugs. But Fellwinter's Helm is the choice here. Its exotic perk, Warlord's End, makes arc, solar and void melee final blows create a burst of energy that weakens nearby enemies. Finishers and final blows against stronger opponents increase the radius of the burst and the length of its weakening effect. So this exotic circles back nicely into the heavy-handed Dawn mod we've already applied, as not only will it weaken enemies, but you'll get half of the charge back if you're charged with light. And to round this build off and go full circle, let's use top tree Dawn Blade's Attunement of Sky. As we mentioned earlier, Celestial Fire is the melee ability which shoots out a burst of solar energy at range. But the main perk we're taking advantage of, as always, is Winged Sun. Winged Sun allows us to fire weapons, throw grenades and use Celestial Fire whilst gliding, with airborne final blows granting melee energy as well as extending heat rises if you've consumed your grenade to get that boost to glide time. It's just an all round great perk which benefits this whole build. So the added trick with this build is to be airborne just enough to be surrounded over a group of adds whilst using Jotunn and Celestial Fire to benefit from the door mods, returning bonus ammo and melee energy. Then hopefully you get a Warmind cell to drop, which you can blow up with your SMG to clear out anything nearby and start the whole process again. This build crosses mods from 2 seasons, which when combined effectively turn you into a mini roaming super. As always, there are builds across other classes which can work, with the Titan's mid-tree solar code of the Devastator hammer throw and thermite grenades coming into mind, as well as Hunter's top tree way of the Outlaw's proximity explosive knife and trip-bind grenade. As always, I've had lots of fun using this build, and it's yet another unique tool in your arsenal allowing you to mix up the way that you play. It's a very strong PvE build, which won't gain too many direct benefits in PvP unless you spec into other charged with light mods, some of which we will cover here on the channel over the coming weeks. Please let me know in the comment section what you think of this build, or if there's any variations of it you'd like me to cover here on the channel. Please don't hesitate to tweet me also on Twitter if you've got any suggestions. If you're new here, then click subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. We've got builds covering all classes going up at least twice a week, so if you've liked it and want to stay up to date with the latest content drops, you know what to do. Also, if you found this build helpful, a rating down below is always greatly appreciated. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.